Hi guys, thanks for joining me again. So today I really want to talk about back to school, right? So it's a little bit more than back to school clothes and back to school supplies because we're in 2020. And if you are watching this video and it's not 2020, ask your parents about 2020 and see how traumatic it was for them. So as parents, we know that every decision that we make comes down to the well-being of our families, right? So we are all making the best decisions that we can based on the information that we have. So I want to provide you with some options on how to move forward with back to school or back to homeschool or back to virtual school or back to combined school or whatever that looks like for you. My goal is to support your family and your wellness, and I hope you can get some takeaways from this video. So just some housekeeping items. I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to diagnose, treat, cure, or address any illness. I'm a mom with 4 kids that has learned by trial and error. And again, I'm just like you, doing the best that I can with the information that I have. So lots of personal care products that we use. They're filled with chemicals and synthetics. They just are. They can be damaging to the body long term. They can cause developmental and hormonal issues, and that's really something that we want to avoid, especially with our children and their sensitive skin and growing bodies. So every product that I talk about in this video is through Young Living, and every product is done without harmful chemicals, and the essential oils that are used to produce them are pure. So remember, quality is key. We don't buy sushi at the gas station, okay? We don't buy oils from the random person on a website. We want to know that the information or that the goods that we're getting are actually pure, that they follow the seed to seal standard, and that they meet the quality that we require. So Young Living oils can be used in a variety of ways. We've talked about this before. I just want to run through it again. Aromatically is in the diffuser or simply opening up an oil and just smelling it. Drop a drop of the oil in the palm of your hands and just hold it up to your face to breathe it in. They can be used topically. When we're talking about kids, my favorite term is from my good friend Tiffany, and it's low and slow. So we want to start low at the body, soles of the feet, bottoms of the toes, around the ankles. Start at the lowest part of the body for those little ones, and then we just progress slowly. Try one oil at a time, try one dilution at a time, okay? Their skin is new. It hasn't been exposed to a lot of stuff. It's not as tough as ours, and so low and slow is the best approach for kids. Oils can be used internally. The white vitality labels are something that I talked about in one of my previous videos. But the great thing about Young Living is that even though the labels have changed, so the white oils are for internal use, and then the solid color oils are for topical or aromatic use, it's the same oil, okay? So understand what I'm saying here. The yellow label for lemon is the same oil that's in the white label for lemon vitality, which can be taken internally. And that's just an FDA compliance thing. For my kids, I don't really find that I need to give them anything internally. And so I'm not really gonna talk about that here. My little kids are 6 and under. My big one is 18. And so we do use some oils internally for him. But for right now, everything that we do for the little kids is all topically or aromatic. So in the morning, right, we would all love to have a great nutritious breakfast, and we would start out the day with all the vitamins and minerals that we need. But the reality is sometimes my kids are getting thrown pancakes in the back of the van on the way to school. So 2 ways that we can start out the day great is with a probiotic, which is a Kids Mighty Pro. It tastes pretty much like candied sugar. It's wonderful. Like, I want to take it. If I have to take a probiotic, like, this is what I take. I don't take the adult version, I take my kids' version. And that really helps with gut health. And then the other piece is for those of you who don't have children that eat all of the recommended dosage of fruit and vegetables. I mean, I'm sure yours do, mine do not. So we use the Mighty Vites chewables, and it's a chewable vitamin. It's food-based, and it's free of preservatives, artificial colors, and it's berry flavored, and my kids can take that every morning. So the other thing that is really key in our house is Ningxia Red. And it's an investment, it truly is, but it's also less than the price per day of my morning coffee. So for us, it's, I always say that there are a couple of things that brought me to Young Living: Ningxia, Thieves, and then Progessence Plus. There are a million things outside of that brought me to Young Living, but those are the three key things, and they're proprietary to Young Living only. Young Living is the only one that makes them, the only one that does it well, and the only one that I trust to do it. So with Ningxia, it's a little red drink, and it's packed with superfoods and antioxidants to support energy levels, cellular function, and whole body and normal eye health, okay? So a daily shot of 1 ounce of Ningxia. To get the level of antioxidants that are in 1 ounce, you would have to consume 4 pounds of carrots, 2 quarts of carrot juice, 8 oranges, 1 pint of orange juice, 2 pounds of beets, 2 cups of beet juice, 3 cups of raspberries, and 2 cups of blueberries. Now, I will tell you, I don't consume that amount of produce daily, nor can I get my children to do it. I'm lucky to get them to eat an apple. And so Ningxia Red really provides that level of antioxidants. And this is why we care, right? So you're like, all right, it's antioxidants, great, thanks. It provides antioxidants, super. Antioxidants protect your cells against free radicals, which may play a role in heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and other diseases. Free radicals are molecules that are produced when your body breaks down food or toxins like smoke and radiation, and your body uses antioxidants to balance those free radicals. So some of the things that cause free radicals: air pollution, cigarette smoke, alcohol, toxins, high blood sugar levels, radiation, bacteria, fungal or viral infections, too much or too little oxygen. So knowing that information, you can decide if your family would benefit from some antioxidants. Are you exposed to any of those things? Do you feel that your children are exposed to those things on a daily basis? If they're not, then super. Then maybe you don't need that. For us, it's a daily thing. And so we use that every morning. The second, everything is why I love Young Living, right? Like everything is going to be the reason I joined Young Living. But the other thing that we want to do is, although my husband has willingly shaved his head bald and doesn't keep hair, the rest of my children have hair on top of their head. And we want to keep it free from friends and just with hair. So we use essential oils as a spritzer on the way out the door so that we don't bring friends home from school that are uninvited. And so in a little 2-ounce bottle, we use tea tree oil, lavender oil, rosemary, and eucalyptus with a little bit of water, spritz it on their head right out the door before they go to school, around the collar of their necks, and then we try and make sure that nobody brings home any uninvited guests. And just like with anything, consistency is key, right? You're not gonna run 6 miles and then do that once every 2 months and think that you can run a marathon. And that's the same thing with oils. We apply them every day for the maintenance, and then we up them as needed. So some of the everyday oils that we use for wellness are frankincense, peppermint, thieves, lemon. All of those come in an essential starter kit. So if you order a premium starter kit, you get all of those oils. Outside of that, there's oregano, bergamot, eucalyptus. I can give you hundreds of oils that are great for wellness, but those are some of our favorites. Once we get them out the door, we want them to stay calm, right? Like we don't want to get the calls from school about, hey, I'm gonna need you to come handle Johnny. So one of the things that you can do is apply oils topically. And so lavender, stress away, frankincense, valor, peace and calming, any of those are great to apply topically. My children get Thieves rolled on. So we have a pre-diluted roller for the kids. We use Thieves, that gets rolled on the back of everybody's neck before they walk out the door, and we get Valor on the wrists. And those are what work well for my children. The other oils outside of the premium starter kit that could be game changers for you are Endoflex, which is a great endocrine balancer. A swipe from shoulder to shoulder is great for kids. Release has been wonderful for helping release some of that pent up emotion. I mean, kids have emotion just like adults do, right? I mean, we expect them to act like little people, but really they're little people with the same emotions that we have. And then for focus, we can use lavender, lemon, peppermint thieves. All of those are great for focus. I like to have peace and calming pumping in the diffuser for when the kids come home from school. But on their way out the door, they get the Kid Sense Blend of Genius, and it goes right on their temples, and it helps them focus throughout the day and make sure that I'm sending my children off to teachers in the best way that I can, right? You could also use cedarwood, vetiver, rosemary, brain power, or gathering. And what works for you may not work for me. And what works for one of my kids may not work for another one, which is the fun part about having 4, right? Because I get to figure out which works for each of them. And that's totally okay. Don't be afraid to try something else. Logan, out of the blue, decided that he loves Panaway. Panaway is something that I would use for muscle tension, any pressure in the face, things like that. He loves that scent. If that's what he needs to feel balanced for him, great. That's not one of the uses or the recommended uses or what it's known for, but that's what he uses it for. And that's okay. That's the whole point of oils. They're adaptogenic, and the body will tell you what it wants or needs. So speaking of Panaway, you may have older kids that are in sports, or even little kids that have growing pains and are getting bigger muscles and bigger limbs and bones. And so we want to support those as well. So there is Panaway that does come in the starter kit. That's one that Logan loves. Make sure to dilute that. That's got some heavy mint oils in it. And so it's a little bit much for the little kid's skin topically. I can take it neat, which means it's not diluted, but for the little ones, make sure to dilute first. The other favorite, which is really my jam, which is something that Emmett tries to steal from me daily, is the CBD muscle, joint and muscle balm, okay? This stuff is like gold to me. And so I was using it and using it and using it, and then he used it one day and thought, oh, this is great. And I said, give me my CBD balm back. I will share willingly. However, it's got all of the benefits of the essential oils that are similar in Panaway and Cool Azul and Ortho Ease, but then it's got the added bonus of CBD in it. So that's something that you can use on them as well. It's great for elbows, little legs, shins, you know, when they wake up in the middle of the night and are having a tough time. So now that we've sent them to school, we've gotten them through the day, we've gotten home, we've gotten through bedtime, we've done all of the things. Now it's time for bed, right? It's our favorite part, because then the parents can watch all of the TV that they want and they can eat all of the good snacks. I mean, that's really my goal for bedtime. I don't know about you. So baths can be a great way to calm your kid down, just like when you were a baby or when they were babies, right? We always talked about the routine, right? As a new parent, it was the routine. Get the baby in a bath, give them a little massage. Kids are no different. They love that routine. So you can start with the Kid Scent shampoo or bath gel. It's free from any harmful chemicals. The bath gel and shampoo do contain wheat. Okay, so if we have a gluten issue, just keep note of that. I want to make sure that that's well known. And then make sure that we're brushing our teeth at night, right? And so the Kid Scent toothpaste is free from triclosan. See, I mean, these chemicals are so obscure that nobody should really even know how to pronounce them. My last promo is, of course, going to be Thieves. I told you it's the second reason that we really joined Young Living. And Thieves is a great support emotionally and physically. It's just been a game changer in our house, okay? We use one cleaner now. It's the Thieves Household Cleaner. We mix it with a couple different things and we use it for all of the things in our house. I don't have separate cleaners for anything. I don't have different bathtub cleaners. I don't have different glass cleaners. I don't have different hand soaps. I don't have different floor cleaners, countertop cleaners. It's all Thieves. It's all made from one bottle, and it's all the same goodness all around. It's infused with lemon, clove, cinnamon bark, eucalyptus, and rosemary. I can't tell you what those mean, but you can use the Google machine, go to the little interweb where you can put in all those wonderful little terms and see why those specific oils were chosen for a wellness line in household cleaning. So there is a premium starter kit just for Thieves alone. And then there's a Thieves Essential Rewards bundle that, you could get on as well. Thieves is really life for us. That has kept my children in school consistently since they started at 2 years old. Again, it goes on the back of their neck every time before they walk out of the house. Now, the great part is we can keep these rollers in the car and they're old enough to even know how to apply, where to apply, and what they need to do. So now I just hand the oils to them, they rotate them between the car seats, and then they hand them to me when they're done. So I hope that you can find some benefit for your family as well. If you have questions, feel free to reach out as always. My contact information is below, and I look forward to seeing you back at school. Good luck, 2020.